government know about UFOs? CIA releases files. Just yesterday, I did a report about a stipulation that was drawn into the committee comments section of the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021, hereby declaring that intelligence agencies have 180 days to disclose to Congress what they know about UFOs. Just a few days ago, a report came out from the blackvault.com that details, compiles, and releases a collection of CIA-related UFO documents. These documents are a part of the Freedom of Information Act that were released in the 90s. They date back to as far as the 50s. This article coming from the blackvault.com. Below you will find a collection of CIA-related UFO records. The Black Vault's connection to the CIA in getting some of these documents released goes back to 1996. Originally, the CIA would release about 1,000 pages that had been previously disclosed after a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, court case in the 1980s. They never addressed the records that were dated in the years after the case. The Black Vault spent years fighting for them, and many were released in the late 90s. However, over time, the CIA made a CD-ROM collection of UFO documents, which encompassed the original recordings along with the ones that took years to fight for. In an effort to make sure the Black Vault stayed up to date in the mid-2020s, this CD-ROM was purchased to have one particular data dump available for all users of the Black Vault. You will find this below. The article will be linked in the description. Go to the article and you can find the zip file so you can take a look at these documents yourself. Although the CIA claims this is their, quote, entire collection, there may be no way to entirely verify that. I myself have my doubts that this is indeed their entire collection. Research by the Black Vault will continue to see if there's any additional documents still uncovered with the CIA's holdings. There is a YouTube site they have. That link is also in the description. They are making a video presentation on this article. Entire CIA UFO collection, CD-ROM. There are two links in the article. The second link is the one I recommend. It is a searchable version of the PDF conversions that the Black Vault converted themselves. So I will again suggest that you take a look at the link in the description box, go to the blackvault.com site, and download these files for yourself. I did such a thing, and I started to take a look. And here is what I found. Here we have the collection of all the CIA documents, and as you can see, it is quite a long list to comb through. This will take a very long time, and I'm sure there are researchers who will be spending day and night to go through each of these files. I myself have just skimmed the surface, but here is one riveting document. This, coming from, it appears to be September, possibly 1970. It is very hard to see. It says, September 1976, to immediate director, blank, blankety blank blank blank, reference number, blankety blank, blank blank blank, number 123, September 23rd, with personal request to investigate UFOs sighted Morocco, blank 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 blankety blank 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 blank, signed, blank. Riveting information released here by the CIA. I find it hard to say this with a straight face, but there you have it, one such document. As you can imagine, there is a lot of black ink to cover up a lot of information here, but that is not the full extent. There are some that are quite interesting. Take a look at this document, for instance. Has a lot more to say. This, coming from 1957, Dr. Leon Davidson. Leon Davidson is on our backs again. He wants a verbatim translation of the space message and the identification of the transmitter from which it came. Space message in 1957. Very interesting. Your attention is called to The letter to Davidson from Wallace. Wallace and Elwood, Captain Yusuf, Attic, dated 3rd of August, 1957, in which Elwood tells Davidson the message was an identifiable Morse code and from a known U.S. licensed radio station. This was intended to satisfy Davidson that he did not, in fact, have a space message. So it appears here they gave him the runaround and gave him the story of swamp gas. Classic CIA move. He is not satisfied and explains that the characteristics of the sounds of the tape recording of the message are not Morse code. I like this Davidson. He seems to be on top of his game. Can you obtain from Attic, the message translation and the transmitter? Shortly, we'd like to dismiss this man once and for all. If you cannot obtain this information, Davidson is going to pressure us for permission to use the Chicago office letterhead and other U.S. government letterheads he has received in this letter in an article for some space magazine. We are sending by Buckslip this date a publication of Davidson's chastising the Air Force concealment of information on flying saucers. Incidentally, Davidson is no fool, and it appears that Attic is treating him as one. If they think he can be satisfied with SOP, such as Captain Elsewood's, and then it goes blank. Very interesting, a lot more to be gleaned here. There was a space message that this Dr. Leon Davidson had recorded from 1957 in August, and it seems that the CIA tried to give him the runaround of a Morse code. Very interesting. So some of this does have some very interesting information attached to it. But as you can see, it's very tough to make out some of the words. It has been photocopied. It is very old, a lot of smudges, and the intentional blackout ink. So you cannot see a lot of the vital information. Anyways, Slice It, this is a start to disclosure, and within the next 180 days, I'm hoping for a lot more from the intelligence agency's disclosure to Congress. Will it be more black ink? Perhaps. I can't honestly imagine that the CIA would come out with all of their information, especially if it pertains to national security, but I would hope that we would get enough information to get a little more truth into this matter. Join us every Sunday night at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time as we enter the unfamiliar on our live show, where we talk about the UFO phenomenon, the paranormal, biblical prophecy, strange mysteries, and hidden histories. We thank you for watching.